Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Can you see and hear me? Hi, Alpesh. Good afternoon. Hi, Shant. Good afternoon. Hi, Tina. Good afternoon. Okay, so we are going to be doing the Hindu editorial of the 24th of March. I'm Vaishnavi, and this is presented to you by Unacademy. Hi, Nancy. Good afternoon. Hello, Aniket. Good afternoon. Hi, Shivam. Good afternoon. All right. So today what we are going to be doing, आज का editorial बहुत बड़ा नहीं है and we don't have a lot of vocabulary to cover, तो आज जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगा session. All right. So um, this will be quite easy, a piece of cake or a cakewalk. Hi, Vijay. Hello. Hi, Shivani. Hello. Hello, Nishant. Hi, everyone. All right. So seems like a good afternoon. Um, let's get started with the editorial vocabulary. But before we get started, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to subscribe to my Telegram channel to know all the updates about my class, session, schedule, and which classes exactly, the topics that I will be taking, at what time. All that information will be available on my Telegram channel. You can scan the QR code. And if you are subscribing to anything, please don't forget to use my code, that is VP10. All right. Hi, Adarsh. Not Adarsh, Prachi. Prachi. Hi, Nishita. Hello. Okay. So, are you ready to get started with the words for today? Is everyone ready to make sentences? Yes. Yes. Okay. Tina seems ready. All right. So, let's get started with our. Okay. Let's get started with our vocabulary. Let's roll, like Alpesh says. Excited. Okay. All right, so scheme is the first word. Now, scheme can be a noun as well as a verb, okay, but they both have different connotation. When we talk about it as a noun, it is positive connotation or neutral connotation. Neutral रखेंगे इसको. And when we talk about it as a verb, it generally means in a negative connotation way. Okay, so noun का मतलब क्या होता है? स्कीम का नाउन फॉर्म का मतलब क्या होता है? अ लार्ज स्केल सिस्टमैटिक प्लान और अरेंजमेंट फॉर अटेनिंग अ पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्ट और पुटिंग अ पर्टिकुलर आइडिया इनटू इफेक्ट. कोई भी आइडिया, कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट, कुछ भी अगर आपको एक पर्टिकुलर प्लान में रखना है, ओके, सिस्टमैटिक प्लान बनाया है आपने उसका, उसको एग्जीक्यूट करने का, तो दैट इज अ स्कीम. ओके, if you have certain policies in mind that you want to execute, that is your scheme. Okay, but when we talk about it as a verb, it means planning and plotting something. Okay, something generally negative. Okay, so um, the you can say any scheme was it was a scheme. Okay, or when you say something to be a scheme, it basically means that it has got negative connotation. That means it was a negative sort of plan. ठीक है. Next word is prudent. Prudent is an adjective. बहुत ही important word है ये prudent. Prudent basically is acting with or showing care and thought for the future. So basically when you are planning something और आप ऐसे plan कर रहे हो कि बस आप present को नहीं देख रहे हो, आप future के लिए भी plan कर रहे हो. Okay, keeping future in mind कि आगे जाके ये कैसे, how will this plan affect my future or the company's future or anywhere. So that is a prudent prudent way of going about it. Okay, so if you are planning properly, keeping future in mind, then you are prudent. Okay, the synonyms over here very important, क्योंकि ये सारे words भी देखोगे आप. Sagacious is another word for prudent, judicious is another word for prudent. अगर आपको और simple synonym चाहिए तो practical, you can replace practical with prudent. Okay, so anyone who's practical is prudent. All right, so that would be prudent. Moving on to the next one. The government provided a scheme for gas cylinders for poor people. Very nice, Alpesh. Good job. What about the rest of you? What are you waiting for? Start making sentences. I've given you two wonderful words, scheme and prudent. And you can also make sentences with sagacious or judicious, okay? So he always listens to her prudent advice. Very nice, Tina. And you use the correct form of advice as well. That will be the noun form. So adjective हो गया prudent, noun हो गया advice. Okay. So I have always told you कि adjectives are obsessed with nouns. They are always talking about the noun. Okay. So if you are putting in an adjective, see if it is talking about a noun or not. Okay. If you're using it as an adjective. Reiteration, iterate करना किसी को किसी चीज पे is basically clearly say something with focus on something. ठीक है. और reiterate, जब भी आता है, it is repeating, right? Rewind, reiterate, the action of repeating something, typically for emphasis or clarity. कोई भी चीज को repeat करना किस चीज के लिए? क्लैरिटी के लिए. ठीक है, या किसी चीज पे जोर डालने के लिए. when you're repeating something, you are reiterating something. Okay, so reiteration becomes the noun form, reiterate becomes the verb form. Okay, इसका verb form हो गया reiterate. Okay, all right, next set of sentences. Government schemes are always better. Okay, uh, Nishita. Nishita, I made a scheme, and because of that, I got 98% in 12th. Very nice. Okay, बस यहाँ पर past form use करोगे आप. I made a scheme क्योंकि आपने बनाया scheme, and because of that scheme, you have already got the marks, right? So got would be the past form. Got 98% in 12th. Be prudent while choosing law as career. Very nice, Piyush. Good job. CAREER. Okay, Piyush. अब कॉर्पस का मतलब क्या होता है? When again we are talking about there are two sense of corpus. Okay, when we are talking about a mass or a body, it is also called as corpus. Okay, so uh, but here we are using not as that form. यहाँ पर इसका meaning क्या है? A collection of written text, especially the entire work of a particular author or a body of writing in a particular subject. Okay, ऑल राइट. सो कॉर्पस क्या होता है? एक कलेक्शन ऑफ राइटिंग टेक्स्ट होता है, जिसका स्पेशल फोकस, जिसका पर्टिकुलर फोकस क्या होता है? इंटायर वर्क ऑफ द ऑथर. ऑथर का जितना भी काम है उस पर फोकस होता है. और बॉडी, या ये भी हो सकता है, या ये भी हो सकता है बॉडी ऑफ राइटिंग ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट. कोई भी एक बॉडी होता है जो कोई भी एक सब्जेक्ट पे लिखता है. ओके, इन डिटेल, या एम्फेसाइज करता है, क्लैरिटी देता है. दैट बॉडी इज कॉल्ड अ कॉर्पस. ओके, all right. So after looking at my results, Ria also reiterate my schemes. Um, okay, reiterate is to redo something, right? So refocus on something, not redo. Okay, so यहाँ पर, however, the sentence is fine, लेकिन यहाँ पर reiteration wouldn't be the correct word for it. Okay, so after looking at my results, Ria wanted to reiterate on my methods. Okay, reiterate on my methods to the whole class. Okay, so in this way she's refocusing on your schemes. Okay, uh, reiteration of bad habits hurts you. Yes, good job, Shivani. But here again, reiteration wouldn't be the correct word. repetition would be the correct word. Okay, repetition of bad habits hurts you. Supreme Court should prudently give decisions. Okay, Supreme Court should um, prudently give decisions. We should listen to the judicious opinion. Very nice, Tina. Let me reiterate important points. Very nice. See, this is how you basically refocus on something. Okay, something that you have said already. Let's say I have told you the meaning of scheme. Okay, so if I want to go back to it and repeat it, okay, so I will be reiterating the definition of scheme. Okay. Prudent people are isolated from his distraction. Prudent people are um, overlooked from his decision. Okay, overlooked. Prudent people are overlooked from his decision, or from his distraction, from his decision. Okay, Nancy, I always reiterate while reading typical passages. Very nice, Nancy. The corpus contained many different articles. Very nice. Hi, Truranga, late. Why? What happened? Come on, let's get started. Good afternoon, by the way. If you have exchanged pleasantries, sorry about that, then let's get started, Truranga. All right. So, deterrent, next word is deterrent. I think we have discussed this word again, a noun. Basically, a thing that discourages or is intended to discourage someone from doing something. Dampen, basically. Dampen तो हमने देखा था. तो discourage करना किसी चीज को किसी को when they are about to do something. Okay, let's say आप CLAT के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हैं and one of your friend or someone, okay, is saying that it is not a very good option. You should think twice, and you should there are a lot of other ways of earning money. So that would be basically that person is deterrent for your career. Okay, that person is deterrent for your career because that person is discouraging you. Okay, this person is discouraging you, or is intending to discourage you from doing something. Okay, so basically dampen, किसी की efforts को dampen करना is also a deterrent of their efforts. Okay. If you reiterate and argue with your teacher, you will get a punishment. Nishita, good sentence, but mm, okay, good sentence, Nishita. Contemplate is basically to think about something. Okay, अगर हम इसका दो तीन वे होता है टू यूज कॉन्टेम्पलेट एज अ वर्ब इटसेल्फ. अगर हम बात करें कि कोई दिख रहा था बहुत गहरी सोच में. ओके, सो इफ समवन इज looking like or appearing that he is thinking about something, pondering over something. Ponder karna is also contemplate karna, right? Pondering over something. Ponder karna ya contemplate karna both means to think about something. So one meaning I told you, contemplate karna, when someone appears to be thinking or appears to be in deep thoughts. You say that the person look like seem to be contemplating over his decision. Okay. uh, and then contemplate can also be just to think about. I'm contemplating about the decisions that I have taken in life. Okay, so contemplate over there as well, or I'm pondering over. Okay, I'm pondering over the decisions that I have made in life. Okay, ponder over always. Okay. Yes, absolutely, Triranga. He So Alpesh has made a sentence. He fell on his head, so you have to reiterate everything you say. Okay, Alpesh. Correct sentence. My math teacher always is always a deterrent to me. Is a deterrent to me. Okay, deterrent to. Okay, deterrent to me regarding my maths results. My maths results. Okay, very nice. Very nice, Nishita. Long prison can be deterrent for offenders. Long imprisonment, okay? Long imprisonment, okay? When you are using it as a verb, prison is the noun form, right? It is a name of a place, okay? So, prison is the name, imprisonment would be the कैद करने के लिए, sorry, not the verb form. Imprisonment is also the noun form, okay? Um, he contemplated before shooting him. He wasn't confident. Okay, Alpesh, all good today? Your sentences are going very dark today for some reason. Um, Good job, Tina. Good job, Alpesh. Piyush, Taliban followers are deterrent to the strategy uh, s- to education. Okay, are deterrents to the education sector. Okay, are deterrents of the education sector. Are deterrents to. Shivani, Supreme Court contemplated decisions about Bhopal gas tragedy. The Supreme Court contemplated the decisions, the decision on Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, relatives calls are deterrent for me. Okay, very nice, Nancy. Alpesh, please give examples for corpus. Okay, you will see the example in the passage. Okay, uh, for example, I think I gave you the example of corpus. No, I didn't. Okay, so judicial corpus. You can say judicial corpus, yeah, legislative corpus. So basically, when you are talking about a particular subject or topic, and you are talking about discussing it in detail, so you add the word corpus to it. Okay. Then after after looking at my results, I have contemplated about it. Very nice, Nishita. After looking, you are always using locking instead of looking. Okay, so use looking. Very nice. Um, just attended criminal law class. Good job. Ishan. This will also help you in your legal matters as well. What a corpus of poetry. Very nice, Ishan. Good job. Did you even contemplate resigning? Good job, Triranga. Uh, after completing my study to do development, I regressive to my village. Okay, now again, regressive, I have not yet discussed. So we will talk about regressive. Uske baad sentence banana, Nishita. Just wait, just a tiny weeny bit. My friends, my friend apostrophe s होगा यहाँ पर. My friends apostrophe s, because you're talking about suicide, caused me to contemplate about my happiness. Tina, uh, sentence is fine, but let's be a little positive about things, okay? It's not the end of the world. We are doing what we can. Everyone is. So let's just be positive as possible, okay? Everything is fine. You don't have to contemplate over anything. It is absolutely fine, okay? Um, bring corpus before debate started. Bring the corpus before the debate starts, okay? What the scheme of Elon Musk on Twitter? What is the scheme of Elon Musk with Twitter? Okay, what is the scheme of Elon Musk with Twitter? Okay, uh, good job, Papa Pie. Okay, Nishita. Okay. No problem, Truranga. You came in late, so it happens. You take time to adjust to the class. It's okay. Take your time. Regressive is an adjective which basically this is about movement. Okay, regressive, aggressive, um, progressive. Regressive is backward, progressive is forward. Okay, so regressive का opposite क्या हो जाएगा? Progressive, right? Excessive, all these are adjectives. Okay, SSIVE ends with SSIVE is always an adjective and it is always about movement. Okay, so regress करना मतलब returning to the former or less developed states, characterized by regression of a tax. अगर हम tax के basis पे देखें तो इन जनरल क्या रिग्रेशन का मतलब होता है? बेसिकली रिटर्निंग टू अ फॉर्मर और लेस डेवलप्ड स्टेट. तो आप प्रोग्रेस कर रहे हो, दैट मीन्स यू आर मूविंग फॉरवर्ड एंड टू अ मोर डेवलप्ड स्टेट. व्हेन यू आर रिग्रेसिंग, यू आर टेकिंग अ स्टेप बैक एंड यू मूविंग टू लेस डेवलप्ड स्टेट. ओके, when we talk about tax, taking a proportionally greater amount from those on lower income. तो उनसे अगर ज्यादा लेते हैं taxes, so अगर कोई lower income group को belong करता है and we are taking a large chunk of their earnings in the form of tax, then that is also a step that is called regression. Okay, regressive step. Okay, I hope this is clear till here. Yes, this is a regressive income tax. Okay. Um, the income tax is regressive, has regressed. Okay, the income tax has regressed my income. Okay, has regressed my income. They are contemplating, they are contemplating, or they contemplated taking a trip to Goa. Okay, they contemplated about taking a trip to Goa. Okay, Tina, good job. When my ex said you deserve better than me, I started contemplating about it. That yeah, he was right or she was right. Nishita, good job. Okay, so good sentence. Okay, Bihar labor regress from Kerala. Ishant, try once again. Okay, adjective के form में use करना. Okay. Okay, moving on to the next set of vocabulary. बहुत थोड़े से बचे हैं. Now there is reversion. Okay, reverse करना उसी से आया है noun form reversion. Okay, a return to a previous state, practice or belief. Okay, so regressive is returning to a former or less developed state, and reversion is the noun form of revise. Okay, so a return to a sorry, noun form of reverse, not revise. A return to a previous state, practice or belief. पहले आप कुछ सोच रखते थे या practice करते थे, and then you stop doing it after for a while, and then you're going back to that state is the reversion. Okay, is your reversion to the previous state. Okay, so I watching the editorial every day was my reversion to CLAT. Okay, reversion to CLAT. Okay, so that would be an example. Entail karna matlab, this word again you must have seen, very common word. So basically entail karna matlab involve karna something as a necessary or inevitable part of consequence. Inevitable, something that cannot be avoided. Okay, something that cannot be avoided is inevitable. Something that cannot you cannot surpass or get over is insurmountable, right? Then we also looked at inflame and incite, right? इनसे हमने ये सारे words देखे हैं, right? So basically entail करना मतलब involve करना कुछ चीज को. Okay, this thing involves certain necessary steps या consequences. Okay, so this thing entails this. Okay, liability is the noun form which is यहाँ पर इसका meaning दूसरा होता है. Okay, when we talk about businesses, okay, when when we are talking about business, some things or some people are either a liability or an asset. हमने इसका देखा भी था कि opposite क्या होता है liability का, when we are talking in that sense, in the sense of business, तो उसका opposite क्या होता है, asset, something that is productive, okay, something that proves to be fruitful. और liability क्या होता है, something that is a burden. But over here we are talking about कि कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, ओके, इन दिस सेंस वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल. So the state of being legally responsible for something is liability. This is your liability, not mine. So this is your responsibility, not mine. Okay. So that is the liability that we are using. But when we are saying in the sense of business, the launch of the new product proved to be a liability. Okay. Proved to be a liability. That means it proved to be a burden on the company. Okay. ऑल राइट, देन वी हैव बेनिफिशियरीज. बेनिफिशियरीज आप देखोगे, आप अकाउंट भी खोलते हो या कोई भी इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी लेते हो तो उसमें बेनिफिशियरीज रहते हैं, राइट? सो बेनिफिशियरीज आर बेसिकली, बेनिफिशियरी is the singular form. अब यहाँ पर it is a person who derives advantage from something, especially a trust or a will or an or life insurance policy. अगर आपने लिया है अपने लिए life insurance policy या आपके pension की बात हो रही है तो you are the beneficiary of it, okay? You are the beneficiary. बेसिकली जिसको बेनिफिट करता है यहाँ पर. आई एम श्योर दैट यू रिमेम्बर कि मैंने अपने क्लासेस में, स्पेशल क्लास में भी इसके बारे में डिस्कस किया है कि बेने जब भी यूज होता है इट इज समथिंग दैट इज गुड. सो बेनिफिट, बेनिफैक्टर, बेनिवोलेंट. बेनिवोलेंट जनरली हम किसके लिए यूज करते हैं, काइंड के लिए. ओके, सो all these words have come from the word root word bene, which means good. Okay. So beneficiary is the one who benefits from a certain scheme, sorry, from a certain trust or a will or a life insurance policy or a pension. Okay. Exasperate, exasperate हमने कल ही देखा था, yesterday's editorial. If you remember, I told you that aggravate जो सबसे पहला word था हमारा, aggravate, right? So उसका मैंने बोला था कि the synonym of aggravate can be exasperate. Okay, exasperate is the verb form, exasperate. So it is basically make a problem or a bad situation or a negative feeling worse. Okay, so it makes it worse. So exasperate karna, and I gave you the opposite of exasperate as well. Okay, and does anyone remember? Does anyone remember? I gave you the opposite of exasperate as well in yesterday's class. Do you remember? Papa Pai, you are making wonderful sentences. Okay, so sorry about that. Budget seems regressive. Budget seems regressive is absolutely correct, Shivani. Children oscillate between regression and progression. Very nice, Triranga. Wow, good sentence. Uh, Shreyansh, which newspaper is this? It is 24th March का editorial section हम discuss कर रहे हैं, जो left column होता है editorial section का, that is what we are discussing. आज का newspaper basically. The Hindu editorial. I had liability of Modi ji. Now I paid him. Okay, paid to him नहीं होता, I paid him. Okay, now I paid him. All right. So here it will not be a liability. Here it will be I owed money to Modi ji. Okay. Now I paid him off. Okay. I am reversion myself. I am revising myself. Okay. Because you're using it as a verb form. So it's revising myself. After eating my food, my friend thinks they need to think that they need to entail me to win the cooking competition. They need to entail me. Okay. After eating my food, my friends decided um, that a cooking competition should be entailed. Okay, should be entailed. All right, Nishita, uh, will production entail profit or loss? Okay, profit or loss, not profits or losses. Okay, profit or loss. Will production entail? Very nice, Riranga. I have entailed this class in my CLAT preparation. Very nice, Nancy. Uh, Good sentence as well. You are the liability to complete my CLAT exam. You have the liability, okay? You have the liability, not you are the liability. You have the liability to complete my class. I cannot complete the exam for you. I can complete the course for you, and I will try my level best. Thank you for making me responsible for it. Um, our warranty clearly states the limit of our liability. Very nice, Triranga. Um, Ameliorate. Yes, Ishant, you are absolutely right. I gave mitigate, yeah, mitigate or ameliorate. Absolutely correct. These are the opposite of exasperate and aggravate. Okay. Okay. Next is pragmatic. The last one is pragmatic. Very, very important word. I think pragmatic we did before. No, we did prudent. Okay. Now, pragmatic is also practical. Prudent would be wise. I'm sorry about that. Prudent would be wise. I got confused with pragmatic. Okay. Prudent का मतलब क्या होता है? You can keep, if you want a simple word for it, sagacious, judicious, and wise. Okay, is prudent person. Okay. Then if you're talking about pragmatic, is dealing with things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical consideration. Pragmatic is basically practical. Okay. Again, I'm repeating it. Prudent means wise. Pragmatic means practical. Okay. So basically, if you are dealing with something, let's say कोई भी चीज आपके लाइफ में कोई दिक्कत आई है, and you are not being emotional about it and looking at emotional side of things, instead you are thinking at the practical side of things, कि कैसे ये sort out कर सकते हैं, what are the steps that are required, and how do I go forward with this, keeping your emotions aside is a pragmatic way to go about it. Okay, is a practical way to go about it, है ना? All right, so let's see. What is the meaning of exasperate? Basically make a situation worse is the meaning. Okay, जैसा हमने देखा इसका what? We make, यहाँ पर देखो देखो make worse, making something worse. So bracket में कोई भी problem, situation, negative feeling, अगर कोई चीज खराब है और आप उसको और खराब कर रहे हो, आप उसका सिचुएशन और खराब कर रहे हो, तो दैट इज एग्जैस्परेट. एंड सेम इज एग्रोवेट. ओके, कोई सिचुएशन या प्रॉब्लम खराब है ऑलरेडी और आप उस पे और जाके बेसिकली जले पे नमक छिड़कना इज एग्जैस्परेट और एग्रोवेट. ओके, आई कैन नॉट बी मोर क्लियर देन दिस. Purpose of regression line is to make predictions. The purpose of regressive line is to make predictions. Okay, Tina, good sentence. Just the usage was incorrect. What is the meaning? मैंने बता दिया. The job entails a lot of hard work. Okay, very nice, Tina. Good job. Empirical, pragmatic synonyms. Okay. They can be synonyms, okay, but very far-fetched synonyms. क्योंकि अगर हम देखें empirical देखें और empirical is basically anything that is practical, है ना? बट दिस इज अ न्यूट्रल कॉनोटेशन वर्ड. इसका कॉनोटेशन क्या है? न्यूट्रल है. मतलब एम्पेरिकल एविडेंस के लिए यूज करते हैं हम जनरली. अगर आप देखोगे एनालिटिकल पैसेजेस में, व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट not theory but practical, okay, that is empirical. On the other hand, when we talk about pragmatic, is it is always positive. ठीक है, it is not neutral connotation but a positive connotation because it is dealing with something in a sensible way. Okay, so looking at the practical side of something or dealing with a situation in a practical way. That is the difference between the two. Is this clear? Tenants have liability for any damages they cause. Absolutely correct, Tina. Very good. She was a dreamer, not pragmatic. Okay, not pragmatic at all. Okay, she was a dreamer and not pragmatic at all. Okay, very nice, Triranga. Um, Kejriwal friends is not beneficiary for Delhi. Oh, Papa Pai. Okay, Wal's friends are not uh, beneficial for Delhi, okay, or benefactors of Delhi, okay, ठीक है? Her allergy is exacerbated by the dust. Very nice, Tina. Very nice. Good job. Is criminal law, we need, in criminal law, we need to be pragmatic. Okay, Nishita, good sentence. Just be pragmatic. Shivani, pragmatic people lead, lead a, lead a, lead an easy life. Okay, lead an easy life. You have pragmatic uh, for exam. You are pragmatic about the exam. Okay, or for the exam. You seem pragmatic about the exam. Be pragmatic in front of your ex and focus on your future. Nishita, okay. Got it. Okay. How many ex? All right. These are wise words. Just take it in, okay? Nishita is giving you some advice, and these are wise advice. Don't have to count her exes or anything. These are just advice. You need to take it as an advice, okay? Papa, bye. Uh, when we do a simple question wrong, Kriti ma'am always say that me pragmatic and stopping using your emotions. Okay, good sentence. I understood what you're trying to say. That is all that is required. So basically, you are saying when we attempt a simple question wrong, when we make mistakes or when we commit blunders in simple questions, Kriti ma'am always asks us to or urges us to be pragmatic and stop using our emotions. Okay, Russia China meetup exacerbated the NATO situation. Okay, very nice, Ishant. Exasperated the situation. Uh, Shivani, be pragmatic and you will be always from exasperated situation. You will be away from exasperated situation. Be pragmatic and you will be away from exasperating a situation. Okay, exasperating a situation. You will not be making a situation worse if you are pragmatic. Okay, buyer will do well to take buyers will do well if they are pragmatic. Okay, there was pragmatic solution to the problem. Very nice team. Okay, now let's move on to the editorial. I think all the words are discussed and we saw a lot of words being repeated. So now you will start seeing the words repeating itself. See how many classes we haven't even completed a month and we are already seeing words being repeated. Okay, so you know you will grow fabulous with these words and you will ace these words if you continue attending the sessions and making sentences. Okay, making sentences is also important, right? So that you know if you're whatever you're making is absolutely fine or not. Now let's move on to the special announcements. The first one is the MHCT law exam comprehensive sectional and full length mock test that is happening from starting from the 25th, and each section you will have two tests. And ending on the 30th of March. You have legal aptitude and reasoning on the 25th and 27th of March, logical reasoning on the 25th 25th and 27th of March. English language on the 26th and 28th of March. Do not forget. Current affairs and GK again 26th and 28th of March. Quantitative techniques on the 27th and 28th of March. And the most important one, full length free mock test is available on the 29th and 30th of March. So please don't forget to take these tests. Okay. Then there is a level up batch which is going to start on the 30th of March. I will be taking the English language in that batch. And if you are enrolling yourself into this batch, please make sure that you use my code VP10 to get subscriptions off on the subscription or off on your subscription. All right, then there is MHCET crash course, which is available at a discounted price of 4,999. If you want to enroll, enroll now. And if you're enrolling, then please don't forget to use my code, that is VP10. All right, next one. Law Vistara batch is an intensive batch for LSAT, SLAT, and MHCET. If you want to enroll in this batch, heavy discounts are going on. Then please make sure that you use my code VP10. Okay. Then there is the most important news. The Warriors is going to start soon. Please start enrolling yourself in this batch. Use my code VP10 to enroll yourself. If you're a dropper and you are preparing for CLAT, if you're CLAT aspirants 2024, then enroll yourself into this batch because I will be taking English language. So you must. Okay. Now, all right. When teacher called my mom for complaining about me, I realized that now I have to be pragmatic. Okay, so now you realize after the teacher called your mother. Okay, that's when all the your brain starts functioning. People's brains start functioning as soon as parents are called. Okay, are these tests useful for CLAT students? The test, MHCT test, MHCT you're talking about? Okay, frankly, if you're talking about MHCT mock test, then directly, absolutely not. Okay, it is not going to help you directly, but indirectly, of course. Okay, so if you think you can become, it will help you understand how you're, if you are able to manage time. It will help you with the vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, and all that, idiomatic expressions. Then when you are solving grammar questions, then it will also help you in understanding the structure of a sentence. Okay, so spotting nouns, spotting adverbs, adjectives. In that way, yes, it will help. Okay, again, if you see, there are few questions in reading comprehension as well that are related to grammatical questions. Sometimes you do get it, rarely, but you do get it. So if you take the test, it is only going to be beneficial for you. Okay, so nothing that you take that you are getting from the platform will prove to be deterrent to your preparation. Okay, so nothing is deterrent to your preparation. Everything will always mitigate your problems, okay, or ameliorate your situation. Okay, so if you want to take the test, go ahead, please. Oh my God, Nancy, can you please send it again? I will read it. Which two sentences? My God, I'm sorry. I didn't read it. Um, yes, absolutely true, Triranga. Um, Ma'am, there is a whole page of paper for editorial. We always choose first one. We are choosing the first one for now, okay? Because short editorials होता है, हमारा time बहुत ज़्यादा लगता है to explain these editorials. Eventually, we will be moving on to the bigger ones, okay? Eventually, we will be moving on to the bigger ones. पहले हम छोटे से start कर रहे हैं, and then we are taking small steps. We have a lot of time. We are taking small steps, and we will be moving onwards to the big editorials. We will also be discussing text and context wala page bhi, probably in the future, okay? The opinion page. Okay. All right, so let's get started with the editorial. The old and the new is the title of the editorial. A combination of the features of the two pension schemes seems prudent. Okay, so what would be the wise way to go about it? The author is basically यहाँ पर कुछ सिखाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, कुछ बताने की कोशिश, एक वाइज एडवाइस दे रहा है, ओके, दैट अगर दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन कर दे, सो दैट विल बी a prudent way to, a smart way to go about it, the wise way to go about it. कौन सा फीचर्स को कंबाइन करने बोल रहा है? दोनों पुराने और नए फीचर्स ऑफ द पेंशन स्कीम्स. ओके, सो वी आर डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द पेंशन स्कीम. The Union Finance Ministry reiteration in the Rajya Sabha recently of the legal position, that is, the absence of any provision to allow the accumulated corpus of members of National Pension System (NPS) to be refunded and deposited back to the state should have a deterrent effect on those state contemplating a return to old pension schemes. तो ये जो ये कर रहे हैं reiteration, ये जो वापस से ये चीज के ऊपर जोर डाल रहे हैं कि क्या कि of the legal position, that is the absence of any provision to allow the accumulated corpus of members of NPS to be refunded and deposited back to the state. ये जो action कर रहे हैं, ये किसके लिए डेटरेंट इफेक्ट है? स्टेट कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग अ रिटर्न टू द ओल्ड पेंशन स्कीम. तो अगर स्टेट्स कॉन्टेम्पलेट कर रहे हैं वापस से पुराने स्कीम पे जाने के लिए, तो ये जो यूनियन फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री का जो रीआइट्रेशन है कि वापस से वही कर दे, ये सारे ये वाला जो मेथड जो दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि लीगल पोजीशन वाला जो मेथड है, ये क्या कर देगा? ये fruitless, basically it will worsen the situation, it will give a bad effect on this contemplation. अगर ये सोच रहे हैं, स्टेट क्या सोच रहे हैं? पुराने स्कीम पे वापस जाना. और ये जो स्टेटमेंट है, ये जो रीआइट्रेशन है, इसके वजह से इट विल प्रूव टू बी बैड. ओके, सो दैट इज द मेन आइडिया. ठीक है, मेन आइडिया क्या है? इट विल हैव अ डेटरेंट इफेक्ट ऑन दिस. ओके, दिस इज द मेन आइडिया. अब क्या बोल रहा है? द ministry's stand reflects what the pension fund regulatory and development authority PFRDA Act 2013. The PFRDA exists and withdrawals under the National Pension Scheme regulations of 2015 and other regulations say. ओके, अब बेसिकली यहाँ पर बहुत कुछ लिखा हुआ है, बहुत लंबा सेंटेंस है, लेकिन व्हाट यू हैव टू पे अटेंशन टू, द मिनिस्ट्री स्टैंड रिफ्लेक्ट व्हाट द पेंशन फंड एंड अदर रेगुलेटर्स से. दिस इज व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. ये PFRDA जो एक्ट था 2013, ऑल दीज आर नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन. हुआ क्या इज द पॉइंट, राइट? वही हुआ. ये किस चीज को रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है? जो बाकी लोग कह रहे हैं उसको रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है. एंड दोज एंड अदर रेगुलेशन से, जो भी बाकी रेगुलेशंस बता रहे हैं वही कर रहा है. ठीक है, द मिनिस्ट्री स्टैंड किस चीज को दिखाता है? ये जो मिनिस्ट्री का जो स्टैंड है कि रीआइट्रेट करना है राज्यसभा में ये चीज को, तो वो किस चीज को दर्शाता है? जो बाकी पेंशन फंड्स कह रहे हैं, रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज कह रहे हैं, एंड अदर रेगुलेशंस कह रहे हैं, उसी को वापस से वो भी यही कह रहे हैं. ठीक है, द सेंटर हैज ऑल्सो बीन मेकिंग इट क्लियर फॉर द राइट रीजन दैट इट इज नॉट कंसिडरिंग एनी प्रपोजल टू रिस्टोर द OPS. रिस्टोर करना मतलब क्या होता है किसी चीज को? द सेंटर हैज ऑल्सो बीन मेकिंग क्लियर. इसके साथ साथ और क्या सेंटर क्लियर कर रहा है? फॉर द राइट रीजंस दैट it is not considering any proposal to restore the OPS. OPS को restore करने का, old pension scheme को restore करने का कोई consideration या proposal नहीं ये देख रहे हैं. is not considering anything, ये भी clear कर दिया उन्होंने. ठीक है, कि पहले का जो pension scheme था उसको हम नहीं वापस से consider कर रहे हैं. ओके, and as experts and the Reserve Bank of India points out, the annual saving in fiscal resources that a reversion to the OPS entails is short-lived. अब जो as experts और RBI क्या point out कर रहे हैं, ये लोग दोनों क्या point out कर रहे हैं कि the annual saving in the fiscal resources that a रिवर्जन टू दी ओपीएस इंटेल्स इज शॉर्ट लिव्ड। अगर ये जो एनुअल सेविंग के बारे में देखा जाए, अगर फिजिकल रिसोर्सेज में जो एनुअल सेविंग है उसके बारे में देखा जाए, तो अगर हम वापस से ओपीएस वाले स्कीम पे चले जाएंगे, अगर हम रिवर्स कर लेंगे अपना स्कीम टू द पुराना वाला स्कीम, तो ये जो प्रोसेस होगा ये बहुत ही शॉर्ट लिव्ड होगा, ठीक है, ये बहुत ही छोटे टाइम के लिए होगा। Yes, of course, Alpesh. You are supposed to read the whole editorial. It's not something that you are just supposed to do only one editorial. मैं आपको एक editorial पढ़ना बता रही हूँ, but you have to go through the other editorials, keeping this editorial in mind कि कैसे पढ़ रहे थे, ठीक है? After attending this class, now I don't have to contemplate about the decisions of attending this class because it was the best decision of my life. Thank you, Nitisha. Sorry, Nishita. Thank you so much. This is such a oh. Thank you. Okay, I'm so happy that I'm of some help. Then this class is helping. The potential fiscal, okay, coming back to the topic, the potential fiscal benefits would be overtaken by the huge liability later in the form of pension payment. अगर हम potential fiscal benefits को देखें, तो ये किस चीज से बाद में overtake हो जाएगी? By the huge liability later in the form of pension payment. Pension payment के form में जो बाद में liability आएगी, जो responsibility आएगी, उसका वो इसको ओवरटेक कर लेगी, राइट? इसका फिस्कल बेनिफिट्स को ओवरटेक कर लेगी, राइट? सो बेसिकली द फिस्कल बेनिफिट्स विल बी ओवरटेकन बाय लायबिलिटीज इन द पेंशन पेमेंट, ठीक है? The former RBI government, D. Subbarao, even called the idea regressive. तो इस आइडिया को बोला आरबीआई गवर्नर ने कि ये रिग्रेसिव आइडिया है, ठीक है? दिस आइडिया ऑफ गोइंग बैक वुड बी अ रिग्रेसिव आइडिया, मतलब ये हमें वापस से पहले मेथड पे जाना पड़ेगा, एंड इट इज लेस सिविलाइज मेथड, ओके, लेस developed method with more privilege for government servants than public, many of whom have no social safety net. और क्यों बोल रहा है ये, इसको रिग्रेसिव क्यों बोल रहा है? कि क्योंकि ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रिविलेज जो है वो गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट्स को है, ना कि प्राइवेट या सॉरी देन द पब्लिक, ठीक है? तो बाकी लोगों को कम बेनिफिट प्रोवाइड हो रहा है इससे। मेनी ऑफ हुम हैव नो सेफ्टी नेट। सेफ्टी नेट यहाँ पर किसके बारे में बात करें? नो सोशल सेफ्टी नेट, मतलब उनके पास और कोई बैकिंग नहीं है, बैकअप नहीं है, ओके? नो सोशल सेफ्टी नेट, सोशल सेफ्टी नेट नहीं है, मतलब कोई बैकिंग नहीं है उनके पास। If they are given less pension टू द पब्लिक, उनके पास एक तो और कोई बैकअप प्लान नहीं है, ठीक है? हाउएवर द इशू रिफ्यूजेस टू डाई डाउन। तो अब ये जो इशू है ये क्या हो रहा है? ये खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है, ओके? इट इज नॉट स्टॉपिंग, इट इज नॉट कमिंग टू एन एंड, एज गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज और दोज इन गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल्ड एंटरप्राइजेस हैव बीन फाइटिंग फॉर इट। क्यों नहीं खत्म हो रहा है? क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज और जो भी गवर्नमेंट के कंट्रोल्ड एंटरप्राइजेस हैं वो क्या कर रहे हैं? इसके लिए लड़ रहे हैं कि वापस से पहले वाले मेथड पे चले जाना चाहिए। बी इट महाराष्ट्र, उत्तर प्रदेश और कर्नाटका, staff have struck work demanding among others the reintroduction of the OPS. तो examples दे रहे कहाँ पे हो रहा है ये? This is the claim that the author has made and this is the example, right? First, the author says that the issue refuses to die down as government employees or those in government controlled enterprise have been fighting for it. उसके बाद उसका example दे रहा है author यहाँ पर कि be it महाराष्ट्र, उत्तर प्रदेश और कर्नाटका, staffs have struck work डिमांडिंग अमंग अदर्स, और भी चीजों के साथ उनका ये भी डिमांड है कि पहले वाले सिस्टम को, ओपीएस को वापस इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाए, ठीक है? बट देयर कंसर्न about the uncertainty over the amount of pension under the NPS is genuine, as they are justified in aspiring for a quality retired life. तो ऑथर क्या बोल रहा है? लेकिन ठीक है, ये तो इशू खत्म नहीं हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज इनके वजह से, लेकिन इनका एक पॉइंट भी सही है कि ये जो अनसर्टेनिटी ओवर द अमाउंट ऑफ पेंशन अंडर द एनपीएस। एनपीएस अगर लागू होता है तो उसके अंदर बहुत अनसर्टेनिटी है, पेंशन का अमाउंट कितना होगा। और ये कंसर्न बहुत ही जस्टिफाइड है, ऑथर बोल रहा है कि ये सही कंसर्न है, क्योंकि सबको ही चाहिए, सब एवरीबडी वुड वांट अ क्वालिटी रिटायर्ड लाइफ, है ना। रिटायरमेंट के बाद अच्छा लाइफ जीना एवरीबडी वुड वांट इट। द एनपीएस डिस्पाइट बीइंग पीएफआरडीए regulated is a market linked and defined contribution product, while the OPS is a defined benefit pension scheme। तो ये दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस बता रहा है यहाँ पर। The author is stating the difference between the two, है ना, कि अब दोनों का प्रो कॉन कर रहा है कि एनपीएस डिस्पाइट बीइंग पीएफआरडीए रेगुलेटेड इज अ मार्केट लिंक्ड एंड डिफाइंड कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट। तो इसका ये है, लेकिन ओपीएस क्या है, इज डिफाइंड बेनिफिट पेंशन स्कीम, ठीक है। वेयर एज बेनिफिशियरी इज जनरली where beneficiaries generally get 50% of their final salary and the whole cost is borne by the government। तो ये दूसरे वाले के बारे में बात कर रहा है, ओपीएस के बारे में बात कर रहा है कि 50% सैलरी मिलता है उनको, फाइनली क्या मिलता है, 50% ऑफ देयर सैलरी मिलता है, और रिटायरमेंट के बाद, एंड द होल कॉस्ट इज बोर्न, और पूरा का पूरा खर्चा कौन उठाता है, गवर्नमेंट उठाता है, राइट। सो द फ्लैट रिजेक्शन ऑफ द डिमांड फॉर द ओपीएस वुड ओनली एग्जैस्परेट द सिचुएशन। अगर आप फ्लैट इसको रिजेक्ट कर दे, ये पॉइंट बता के फाइनली द ऑथर क्या कंक्लूड कर रहा है यहाँ पर, ओ गॉड व्हाट डिड आई डू, ये पॉइंट बता के उसके बाद फाइनली कंक्लूड क्या कर रहा है, इस पॉइंट का कंक्लूजन क्या है, सो द फ्लैट रिजेक्शन ऑफ द डिमांड फॉर द ओपीएस वुड ओनली एग्जैस्परेट द सिचुएशन। तो ये जो फॉर अ गुड रिटायरमेंट लाइफ सरकारी नौकरी इज द की। ओके, सो द फ्लैट रिजेक्शन ऑफ द डिमांड फॉर ओपीएस, ये क्या करेगा, सिचुएशन को और बुरा कर देगा। अगर फ्लैट रिजेक्ट कर देते, फ्लैटली रिजेक्ट कर देते, जो कर रहे हैं, अगर ऐसा होता है कि वो नहीं रिटर्न करेंगे पुराने स्कीम पे, तो कंप्लीटली रिजेक्ट कर देंगे, तो उससे बहुत ज्यादा सिचुएशन और बुरा हो जाएगा। इट इज टाइम दैट द सेंटर formulated a scheme that combines features of the old and the new। और finally this is the author's opinion that the author is giving over here। क्या बोल रहा है कि इट इज टाइम की अब सेंटर फॉर्म ऐसा एक स्कीम बनाए जो कॉम्बिनेशन हो दोनों पुराने स्कीम का और नए स्कीम का, while retaining the elements of employees contribution। the scheme can have higher contribution by the government, which should also step in if the returns do not ensure the prescribed minimum pension amount। तो ये एक सोल्यूशन ऑथर दे रहा है, दिस इज द सोल्यूशन दैट द ऑथर इज सेइंग कि गवर्नमेंट को इसमें ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूशन करना चाहिए, और अगर which should also step in if the returns do not ensure the prescribed minimum pension amount। और उनको उसको रिटर्न भी कर देना चाहिए, उसमें रिटर्न्स भी मिलना चाहिए उस स्कीम में, अगर जितना भी प्रिस्क्राइब्ड पेंशन अमाउंट बताया गया है उतना नहीं है, तो उसमें भी गवर्नमेंट को रिटर्न्स प्रोवाइड करने चाहिए, ठीक है। अ प्रपोजल बाय आंध्र प्रदेश लास्ट ईयर डिजर्व्स अटेंशन। सो again the author is giving example to substantiate this, to substantiate his point। क्या बोल रहा है कि जो आंध्र प्रदेश का लास्ट ईयर का जो प्रपोजल था, उसको अटेंशन एक बार उस पर ध्यान देने की जरूरत है। होल्डिंग ऑन टू द कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटरी कैरेक्टर ऑफ एनपीएस, द प्रपोजल गारंटीज 33% ऑफ बेसिक पे। तो इस प्रपोजल के साथ 50% तो नहीं मिलेगा, बट 33% इसके साथ मिल रहा है बेसिक पे में। if required it can be, again the author is giving his opinion over here, if required it sorry hmm. If required it can be improved upon to suit the requirements of the other states too। बस उसी स्टेट का आंध्र प्रदेश के लिए नहीं, अगर ये सही रहता है, अगर इम्प्रूवमेंट की जरूरत है, अगर इसकी जरूरत है, तो बाकी स्टेट्स में भी यही हो सकता है, क्योंकि ये बाकी स्टेट्स का भी रिक्वायरमेंट पूरे करेगा, फुलफिल करेगा। बेटर हेल्थ केयर फैसिलिटीज दैट इंक्लूड अ लिबरल इंश्योरेंस स्कीम कैन बी कंसिडर्ड। और एक क्या सोल्यूशन दे रहा है कि हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज अगर बेटर प्रोवाइड कर सकता है विद अ लिबरल इंश्योरेंस स्कीम, तो वो भी कंसिडर करना चाहिए. On their part, the employees should be both pragmatic and willing to resolve the issue. और अपने साइड से अगर हम इस एम्प्लॉयज की साइड से इस इशू को देखें तो उनको pragmatic होना चाहिए, practical होना चाहिए, और इसको इसका solution निकालने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए. So this was the entire passage that we had today, editorial section. I hope it is clear to everyone what is the author saying, what is the, so what would be the tone of the passage. Let's just discuss the tone, because main idea or conclusion hum special class mein discuss karenge. So what would be the tone of the passage? And the in the blue strip that is attached to your comment section, you will be able to, it will give you the link to enroll yourself into the MHCT mock test. Okay, so if you want, is this clear? Am I clear? Is the passage clear? Everything's clear? Okay, biased. Yes, the author is definitely taking one side of it, right? So yes, biased can be one. Yes, why not? Okay. Good job, Ishant. Good job. All right, so that is it for today. I will see you again in the next editorial session that will be on Monday. And नो, इट इज नॉट इन्फॉर्मेटिव, इट वुड नॉट बी इन्फॉर्मेटिव, बिकॉज यहाँ पर ऑथर ने भी बहुत सारे इमोशंस रिलेटेड वर्ड्स यूज किए हैं, जैसे प्रैग्मेटिक होना चाहिए, प्रैक्टिकल होना चाहिए, रिग्रेसिव बोल रहा है इसको. सो डेफिनेटली द ऑथर इज सेइंग नॉट जस्टिफाइड और जस्टिफाइड. तो डेफिनेटली द ऑथर इज गिविंग अ लॉट ऑफ ओपिनियंस. ब्लू में सारे ऑथर के ओपिनियन है, राइट? सो इट कैन नॉट बी इन्फॉर्मेटिव, क्योंकि यहाँ पर ओपिनियंस भी शेयर हो रहे हैं. ठीक है. I will take care of it, Atul. Thank you for letting me know. Tina, at 2 you will have. I hope you got to the to my channel. I hope you were able to. If you were not able to subscribe to my channel, then please do that, Tina. You have all the information over there. But let me remind you, for the rest of you, uh, 2 o'clock you will have a quiz on the editorials of 22nd and 23rd of March. Okay, so you will have quiz on that, so make sure that you watch those two videos, and I will see you again in that special session that is at 2. All right, bye bye everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And yes, Monday to Friday daily hota hai, Atul. Absolutely, Monday to Friday daily. Only Saturdays, Sundays you don't have this editorial section. Okay. ओके, सो टीना, ओवर देयर आज का शेड्यूल आपको मिल गया होगा वहां पे, एंड द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द शेड्यूल भी आपको मिल गया होगा. ओके, एंड आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट द सेशन. सो थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर अटेंडिंग द सेशन. आई विल सी यू अगेन ऑन मंडे for the editorial, and see you at 2 for the special session quiz. Bye bye everyone. Take care.